Hey, what's up, guys? We're just going to talk a little bit about the different types of exercise and how you can benefit from them, just in a little brief summary. We're not going to go into the deeper physiology and biochemistry of that right now, just the basics, so you can know that what you're doing is going to be the most effective. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do some strength training several times per week. So, get into the gym or get into body weight exercises or something. You can go down to the park and work on the monkey bars, doing things like pull-ups and dips and push-ups and sit-ups and body weight squats and things like that. So you're going to want to build up a little bit more muscle mass and also strengthen your bones. You get a little bit of cardiovascular activity depending on the pace that you go. If you want to get a little bit more strength training and get your heart rate a bit, just have less rest time, do supersets. Like you could do a body weight squat, and then you could go straight to pull-ups, and you could go back and forth. If you do that pretty quickly, your heart rate will go up quite a bit, and also you're going to build some more muscle mass from that. So that's one I recommend. I do that often. Also, just for general health, it's incredibly beneficial. Walk regularly. Sometimes do a little bit of an incline and a little bit of a decline and some flat work, just regular flat walking. Each one of those, incline, decline, and just walking on a flat surface, each have its own benefits. So if you can mix those up a little bit, that's going to be super healthy for you. Different muscle groups will be engaged depending if you're going incline, decline, or flat. Walking before meals can help with those glucose spikes, which is really beneficial to your health. If you can manage that. Also, walking after a meal, just as much as 10 to 15 minutes, just a short walk, especially with family and friends. You guys can talk, chat. You can get a nice effect of gathering with people that you care about, which has its own health benefits we'll go into sometime. So you can double that. You can actually do three things in one. If you walk with family and friends after a meal or before a meal or both, you're going to get that nice time together. You're going to get the glucose management better, and then also you're going to have just a bunch of benefits that just come from walking itself, which we can go into on a later video just in detail about how beneficial walking is just for everyone. And it's something that most people can do. If you have excess body fat where it's a little bit difficult to do some of these other types of exercise routines just because of your level of fitness, possible joint pain, getting out of breath, things like this, walking is a really, really good start. And for the elderly that may have some similar troubles with their body, walking is something that a lot of people can still do. So I recommend that one a lot. Another one is getting into the next zone of cardiovascular activity. Walking would be considered zone 1 because you can comfortably speak. If you're walking with someone and you can have a nice conversation, then you're going to be in zone 1. If you start walking a little bit quicker, or if you start going uphill, you're going to enter into zone 2, which means that you can still have a conversation with someone, but it's a little bit more difficult. You feel like you kind of need to breathe a little bit deeper, and you're just starting to use more oxygen as your heart rate goes up. So occasionally, a couple times a week, it's good to do a little bit of zone 2 work. I do zone 1 and zone 2 work regularly, as well as the strength training, the resistance training, the hypertrophy training in the gym specifically. So those are 3 of them. Another one would be zone 3. I forget exactly what the demarcation is between 3, 4, and 5, but it basically goes like this. 3 is obviously going to be a little bit harder than 2. That's going to be one where it's pretty challenging, but you cannot carry on a conversation with someone. So a little bit more on the jogging side, not quite running, unless you're in great shape, of course. If you're in great shape, cardiovascular-wise, then you may be able to jog and still hold a conversation. You may be able to even run and continue with conversation. So if you want to go into zone 3, depending on your fitness level, just increase it to the point where it's a little bit uncomfortable for you to have a conversation. Do a little bit of that, at least once a week. twice a week, 3 times a week, somewhere in there. Just mix it up a little bit. So zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Occasionally do a zone 4 as well. Zone 4 is going to be something where it's fast running, you know, or it's jogging uphill. You're going to be exerting yourself quite a bit. You'll definitely break a sweat. You're not going to be able to talk comfortably at all. You know, you're going to be really needing to breathe like quite a bit. You're not maxed out, but it's something that you can't do for a really long period of time. I'm not sure exactly how long would be the amount of time that people can stay in zone 4. I'll have to look that up. I speculate maybe that would be in the like 2 to 3 to 4 minute range or something. You know, it's a pretty fast-paced run would be a good example. And then finally, zone 5, from what I understand, that's just max. So a max sprint would be a good example. Most people are not going to be able to do like a max sprint for more than 30 seconds. So this is just full on. There's great benefits that come from zone 5. You can just do that for 30 seconds several times per week, or even once per week. I've seen studies. It has great health benefits. The only one that I would skip, if I was going to skip any of those, would be zone 4. I would do the strength training zone 1, 2, 3, and 5. But ideally, there's so many different benefits to these different types of exercise, or different intensity levels, not necessarily types, but intensity levels of exercise on all these different zones. So I'm currently not doing a lot of zone 5 or 4. I'm doing a little bit more of strength training 1, 2, and 3. So I'm starting to incorporate, like today I'm going to do some zone 4 and some zone 5. There's the muscular system, there's the cardiovascular system, there's the skeletal system, there's the nervous system, there's the individual organs. Each one of these gets different types of benefits depending on what types of exercise you're going to be getting to. So work on this, create a healthy lifestyle where you're moving your body, especially in fun environments. If you can do something for fun, you can play some sports, beach volleyball, going for a run with some friends or your kids, going on a hike, getting some fresh air, some sunshine, playing soccer, playing tag with your kids, games outside. This is a fun way for you to be with friends and family, exercising, getting your fresh air, getting your sunshine, getting your cardiovascular activity, getting your hypertrophy training together. This creates a really, really beautiful, wonderful life. Instead of just always congregating with people and eating unhealthy foods, or just sitting next to the TV for long periods of times and things like this. All of these things have their place in most people's lives, and they can be integrated into a healthy lifestyle. But when you lose that balance between a lot of sedentary things, a lot of things that are mindless, they don't really require your brain to work, they don't require your body to work, you're not in the fresh air, you're not in the sunshine, you're not around nature, you're not around engaging people, then you'll notice that the quality of your life just continues to deteriorate. Your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health, they just go down slowly or rapidly, depending on the situation. Eventually you'll find yourself in situations where you're diseased and you're just not happy. All right, aloha.